Hey folks, back with another little video. It's time. The Hanwei Kouga Ninjato, however you choose to pronounce that. This is one of my favorites in the collection. I believe I could qualify this as my holy grail sword for quite a while, till I got it. I got into all this as a young child, maybe 11, 12 years old. Um, I am older than YouTube. I am older than um, Netflix. When I was a kid, you went to the movie store, and with the exception of blockbuster movies, you didn't know what the movie was. You just looked at the cover of the video cassette case that was on the wall, and if it grabbed your attention, you rented it out and gave it a try. And ninja movies in the 80s were huge, specifically Sho Kosugi. Sho Kosugi's movies and the cover art on his VHS cassettes were off the chart to me. Pray for Death, Revenge of the Ninja. Those were a couple of the big ones that I really recall. Multiple rents. Pray for Death, I rented it enough that I should have just bought the damn thing. As a matter of fact, I own it now. Loved it. Watched it very recently. Watched Revenge of the Ninja again 2 weeks ago. In 2009, they brought Sho Kosugi back in Ninja Assassin. Fantastic movie. Old Sho Kosugi as a samurai ninja grandmaster. Killer. Anyway, enough about that. It made me want a ninjato. As I got older, I bought some translations of some ninja manuals. Ninja Magazine, I should throw in. Mid-80s, early 90s Ninja Magazine was huge in my life. Wish I still had them all. Now they're almost triple digits on eBay. I'm not paying that for a magazine, ever. But fond memories of the posters that wallpapered my room for a decade. Yeah, I miss it. But I get to relive it. But yeah, like I said, as I got older, I bought some translations of those ninja manuals thanks to Anthony Cummins. Anthony Cummins and Yoshie Minamo, I believe her name is. Anthony is a author. Yoshie is a translator. And they work together as a team. Translated some of the famous, the Ninpaden, the Shoninki, and the Benson Shukai being amongst the three big ones that I know they translated. I bought them all. And you start to learn a little more about what ninja, or I should say shinobi, were and were not. Most of what Sho Kosugi's movies and ninja magazines taught us they were not. But what they actually were was far cooler. I won't go into detail right here now, but if you do, if you're so inclined, or if this is the first you've heard of those books, those ninja manuals, the authors, or the movies, please Google, YouTube, search it out. It's an interesting rabbit hole to go down, to say the least. But one of the things that shattered my illusions of shinobi was that the ninja sword wasn't actually a ninja sword. And when they explain it to you, if you were a secretive black ops shinobi type of dude, you wouldn't want to be walking around feudal Japan with a specific. People would be like, hey, look, that guy's got a ninja sword. You know, you want to blend in, not stand out. You're not going to carry anything specific. That being said, it's kind of what they call a chokuto, which is like a straight-bladed sword. So that did exist. 22-inch blade is not uncommon, probably did exist. The square subagard likely did exist. It's in photos. It's in artwork, I should say photos. It's in artwork from feudal Japan. So all these elements did exist. Whether they were specifically tied to shinobi as a shinobi weapon, I doubt it. But Hanwei, Cass Siberia, Hanwei, who make faithful reproductions of historical swords, they kind of said, okay, well, if it did or if it didn't, who cares? If it did exist, here's what it would have been. And that's what they made. Now, they make several models. They make a practical Ninjato, they make an Iga Ninjato, and a Kouga Ninjato, amongst others. I think there's some others that they make as well. I'm probably forgetting. Iga and Kouga are two communities in Japan that were synonymous with shinobi. I didn't have a favorite out of the two or anything like that. However, I just thought the fittings, the style, the layout of this sword just looked cooler to me, so I bought the Kouga Ninjato. Let's start and explain the sword instead of the history behind it. Starting with the friendly end. So this Tsuba is an 11-inch long, this is a Tsuba, sorry, the ska. I'm going to try and get I've been in the European sword mode for the last month or two. So we'll try and get back into Japanese terminology, but the Suka, or the ska, is 11 inches long. It has a blackened iron fuchi and a blackened iron kashira. They are real iron, they are killer. They look very, very good, I think, in my opinion. It has a battle wrap, which has a Japanese name that eludes me right now, but there is a terminology for that. But it has a battle wrap. The Minuki, which are usually under the Ito, under the Ito wrapping, are actually on the outside of the Ito wrapping on this. Looks wicked. It's got a blackened ray skin or samagawa underneath there. It's got the seppa, gold seppa against the blackened iron Tsuba, which has some kanji cut out throughout it. Just love it. Love it. Not much else to say about it. For a 22-inch blade, this is a relatively long handle. It's almost what you would call a ko-katana, which is like a short katana. Katana handle, short blade, wakizashi length blade, and a katana length handle. But before I draw the blade out, we're going to have a look at the throat of the saya. Again, the koiguchi of the saya. It's all coming back to me. Is again blackened iron. No kurigata, like a samurai sword would have, just a little hoop and a couple of hooks that hold the sageo. The sageo came tied off. It's got another, I guess you would call it a secondary kurigata down here. It came tied down here in a kind of an iaido style. And not sure what you call it. I guess in the chape, for lack of a better description, is very aggressive, very badass, a weapon in its own right, I would think so. And again, kanji engraved on all the blackened iron fittings all over it. It also, I don't know if you can see it in the light here, the saya isn't a black gloss. It has like a pebble texture to it, I guess you would say. Very cool. One of the cooler sayas I own. The coolest saya I own. This is awesome. Anyway, let's get the business edge out. There it is. Whoa, don't fall. There we go. Something like that. Okay. So the blade of this sword is high carbon steel. Not really specified what they use on this, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it is a quality steel. It also has a very nice hamon etched into it. Not etched, it's a clay temper, a differentially hardened clay tempered edge. Again, a differentially hardened clay tempered edge, which leaves this beautiful hamon pattern. I've got other swords that have a hamon like this, but not like this. This is quite attractive. I believe it's sort of a choji hamon. I don't know what you would call this, but it is a very beautiful pattern. I absolutely love it, and it has a nice straight blade, no curve to it at all, and a very nicely finished brushed kasake. So yeah, it very attractive. I love it every time I pull it out of the saya. It came extremely sharp out of the box, though I will admit I have touched it up at least once since owning it. Speaking of since owning it, I believe 2015, somewhere around 2015, May, yeah, 2015, I would think I bought this sword. Again, if you go way back into the Wayback Machine, into my old videos, you will see a video from where I actually first got it. But it is arguably one of the best cutters in my collection, perhaps the second best next to the previous video I just did on the Sinbad Scimitar, which is a crazy cutting sword. This gives it a run for its money. But the proof is in the pudding, so let's splice in a cutting session that we just did with it right now. This is the Hanwei Kouga Ninjato. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. That was a short cutting session with a short sword. Again, effortless cuts. It goes through the targets with a click. It's one of my favorites to use, one of my favorites to own, the last sword I will likely ever part with. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you haven't watched any old Sho Kosugi movies, I urge you to do it. If you're not familiar with Anthony Cummins, Yoshie Minamo, and the work that they have done and continue to do, they've translated, I'm pretty sure, all the relevant ninja manuals, and then some. He's got a book out, I'm pretty sure, on the Art of War by Sun Tzu. He's got another one, Samurai Notori Ryu. 2 books out. There's a book, Notori Ryu, which is basically everything you'd need to know besides fighting and weapons to be a samurai, and without getting too involved. And also a book, Arms and Armor, from the Notori Ryu school. I believe he's licensed by the school or the family of the school to speak on their behalf. And many more books to come from what I understand, so I look forward to him releasing some more of those. And I'll also leave a link. I will leave a link to some Sho Kosugi films that are on YouTube, including Pray for Death. I will leave a link, the best I can, to Anthony Cummins' work on Amazon. And I'll also leave a link to Blades Canada, where this sword still is for sale for $7.99 Canadian. I don't believe I paid that much for it, but I might have. I think it was in the 500s when I bought it, but inflation. worth every penny. Anyway, folks, as always, thanks for watching. Bye.